Hello, this is Schedulytics. Welcome to today's session. Our concept for today is normality testing. We will together demonstrate how to do this test using three statistical tools: JASP, SPSS, and GraphPad Prism. And as we go through the process, we would also discern the importance of normality testing in statistical analysis and by extension, research in general. Data sets, which is a collection of the data of individual cases or subjects, is the genesis of every data analysis. A data set can either be categorical or continuous. By categorical, we mean a data or variable that contains finite number of distinct groups. An example is gender, male, and female. By continuous data sets, we mean numerical values or variables that have countable number of values. An example is the height or weight of an individual. Now, these continuous variables can be subjected to normality tests. A continuous variable that passes normality test is called parametric, while a continuous variable that does not pass normality test is called non-parametric continuous variable. But why and how do we undertake normality tests? Continuous data sets are forms of quantitative data. As such, measures of central tendency and dispersion are used in their description. It is therefore not without significance that test of normality is an important step for deciding the measures of central tendency and statistical method for subsequent data analysis. Example, in terms of measures of central tendency, we use mean in describing parametric variables, whilst we use median in describing non-parametric variables. Also, as highlighted here, normality and their assumption should be taken seriously. When these assumptions do not hold, it is impossible to draw accurate and reliable conclusions about reality, especially in research. But how do we know a continuous data set is normally distributed or follows the normal Gaussian distribution? We have two ways. We have visual method and then the normality test. Now, by visual method, there is a visual inspection of graphs. An example of these graphs include histogram, box plots, among others. In terms of normality test, there are some standardized tests that are employed. An example is Kolmogorov-Smirnov, the Agostino-Pearson omnibus normality test, among others. Now, having established the importance of normality testing in selecting our statistical analysis method, let's do some practice. So as we saw in the previous video, we have to load our data sets. So here we are going to perform a visual inspection as well as run Shapiro-Peak normality test using JASP. There again, we run the same with GraphPad Prism and SPSS. So first, let's run it with JASP. So we have our data set, two variables, WT and TC. One of them is parametric, the other is non-parametric. So first we click on the descriptives, then we load, we highlight it and move it to the variable column. And then we are looking at the visual inspection. So we plot our basic plots and add density, display density to it, so as to help us see how it looks like. There again, we plot our box plot in order to tell us how this data is distributed, which is WT seems to follow the normal Gaussian distribution. So it looks quite normally distributed. But when we come to the TC, we realize that it is skewed to one side. Now, the box plot confirms what we are saying. This looks a bit normally distributed, while this has outliers or values that are extremely high than the rest. So this from visual inspection is non-parametric, while this is parametric. Now let's go to look at the Shapiro-Wilks normality test that we described and see what that also has to say. Okay, so our Shapiro-Wilks normality test has this to say. It says that the p-value for WT is 0.05, whilst that for TC is 0.001. Now this isn't significant, but this is significant. Now what it means is that this data set is not significantly different from the normal Gaussian distribution. So if it is not different, then it means that it is the same or similar. And so we can say that this is normally distributed or parametric. Now this has a p-value that is significantly different from the normal Gaussian distribution. So if it is significantly different, then it is non-parametric. Now let us explore same using the GraphPad Prism. Good. So if you load or if you launch your GraphPad Prism, you select the column and then you create. Now you have an interface where you can input your variables. I had already copied it, and so when I paste Ctrl V, it gives me the value. We'll go to Analyze, and then we'll do column statistics. Then we'll click on OK. Now we'll select the type of test to be done. We'll run Kolmogorov-Smirnov test on it and see how the two variables fare. Now this is our result. It says that for WT, the p-value is 0.2, which is not statistically significant. Now it means that this is not statistically different from the normal Gaussian distribution, so it is parametric. This, the TC, on the other hand, is significantly different from the normal Gaussian distribution. As such, it's non-parametric. Now there's a pass normality test summary at the down here, which says that this one has passed, so yes, and this one no. So GraphPad Prism has equally confirmed what we saw with JASP. Now let us see how SPSS could also fare. So in your SPSS platform, you input your variables WT and TC. Now you click on Analyze, you go to Descriptive and Statistics, you click on Explore, and you select all your variables and go to Plot. And here you select only the normality plots to test. I excluded the descriptives, the stem and leaf and histogram because we've seen it in the JASP. So we only concentrate on the normality plots with test. You click on Continue and then OK. Now it generates the result for you, but we need to go to the result view in order to see it. So we are in the result view now, and the results show that great. So this is the test of normality. It says that for WT, statistically, it is not significant, meaning that it is not statistically different from the normal Gaussian distribution, meaning it is parametric. TC is highly significant, telling us that it is significantly different from the normal Gaussian distribution, hence it is non-parametric. So these are ways in which we can be able to tell that a continuous variable is parametric or non-parametric. And as we established, it is important because it will help us to avoid errors with accuracy and reliability when it comes to drawing conclusions about reality, especially in research. On this note, we thank you very much for sharing your time with us to learn on the concept of normality test. Until we meet again, it's a bye.